Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. After a long time, we are back together with the Chinese Grand Prix, and we have a couple of interviews of today after the race that drivers give their thoughts. Let's listen to them together.
Oscar, congratulations. You dominated from the front. You must be delighted with the performance today.
Yeah, very, very happy. Obviously exactly the kind of result we wanted, not just for myself, but for the whole team. So, yeah, pretty pumped. I think that was probably maybe the least emotional win, but the most satisfying, for sure. So, no, very, very proud of the whole team. I think we had a lot of things we had to try and tackle this weekend with the car, and we did a really good job of trying to do that for today. And yeah, I feel like I did a good job as well. So very, very pleased.
And on a personal level, after Australia and how it didn't go so well, was it just particularly important for you to come back and hit it strongly with this result?
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of what the result was going to be, I wanted to come back and just prove to myself that I can keep going, keep fighting, and I think I definitely proved that this weekend, and the result. I have the result to show for it this time, which is great. So, no, just very, very pleased with how the whole first two weekends have gone. Obviously this weekend I'm leaving a bit happier, but yeah, I'm excited for the races to come. I feel like it's been really good so far on a lot of fronts, so I'm excited.
Yeah, he won the race, but he looks so calm, and what an epic performance from the Oscar Piastri. He just deserved to win the race. He was controlling the race, he was controlling his pace, and also he got the advantage from the clean air. As you know, they surface at this track, and the tire degradation was on a high level. And when you were behind the other drivers, that just there, when you were behind the other drivers, just there was a problem. The tires were just starting to grain a lot, but Oscar just well managed that, and actually, and he was in first place. He had a good start and just won the race. I want to say the congratulations to him and to his team. McLaren is just doing an amazing job this season. Let's listen to London Norris.
How are you feeling about that? First of all, how scary was the brake issue towards the end? Because George just said to me half a lap more and he thinks he could have got you.
He would have got me next lap, yeah. I was lucky to finish the race today, which is not something you want to be saying. I mean, brakes are something you hate, but something you really do need, and they can save save your life. So, a sketchy last couple laps because the brakes were getting worse and worse every lap, and the last couple laps I'm 3 or 4 seconds off. So. Quite nervous. I think the team knew about the problem much before they told me about it, so they wanted to keep me calm. So not good at all from that side because we're lucky to have finished the race, but to finish with a 1-2 makes us very happy. It's what we wanted to come into the weekend with, and it's what we achieved. So yeah, a very good day for the team.
Without any issues, could you have had the win today, or did Oscar have the edge, do you think?
Doesn't really matter, does it? I've loved to have challenged Oscar today, but he drove well, and I had the pace for sure, especially because in dirty air it's a lot more tricky, like we've seen all weekend. But I think the pace was there, but Oscar deserved it completely. He was a pole yesterday and a win today, so he's driven very well. A shame about my brakes in the end, but that's life, and we take it on chin and move on.
So this car is ahead of the field. How important does that make qualifying for you going forward between you two if it's going to be like this?
I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's exciting for all of us. It's tough. But yeah, I'm still feeling good. I with how bad the car had been yesterday and the day before, I really felt like just a good few steps behind all weekend. In terms of driving, personally, and just with the car balance, today things came towards me a lot more, and the pace difference from today to yesterday showed just how much having a car that suits you versus a car that doesn't suit you can make. Because I felt like I probably had the best pace out there today. Doesn't mean I'm going to win with the best pace, but I felt like very confident today, and I felt the complete opposite yesterday. So a positive in terms of learnings and takeaways for the next few weekends, and even though I've been driving a McLaren for 6-7 years, this weekend was a complete new one for me, and I had to change a lot of things in my driving. So glad that I got some answers.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, at the end of the race, he had a lot of problems with his brakes. Somehow the brakes get damaged, but yeah, just he managed to finish that last 2-3 laps in front of George Russell, and he finished the race at the second place. But that's my opinion. If McLarens keep going like this, I believe that Oscar Piastri will be the world champion. Norris, because I think the Piastri is faster than Norris, and he when he time comes, he can be more aggressive than Norris, but we will see what time will bring to us. Let's listen to Max Verstappen.
I know there was a tricky start, but if we could talk about towards the end of the race where you did catch Charles and overtake him, and the car seemed to come alive a bit. I know you were just saying that you don't necessarily think it's low fuel. So is that an area the team can work on for you going forward and find out why it was so much better at that point?
If it's possible to adjust, yeah. I mean, certainly I just picked up tire grip, not balance. The balance is the same, but more tire grip, where maybe others just plateaued a bit more. And then, of course, the lap times were more promising for us, at least. And it was also, of course, a bit more fun to drive, have a few battles. Because the first half of the race was quite tough. But we just set out to do our own pace. Before in the sprint, I tried to keep up with them, but then my tires died. So I just did my own pace. The tires were still in a decent shape when I had to pit, because others were pitting around me. But yeah, that is also not, I guess, how we want to race, right? I mean, at least I want to try and keep up and hang in there. But yeah, a lot to analyze, I think. But at least the second stint was a lot more positive, more promising as well for us. And I hope that we can take some learnings out of that going into Japan.
Is it a case of small increments at the moment for you and the team in terms of improvements?
It's difficult to say when you don't really know where to find it or how to find it at the moment. But at least that last stint, I would say, gives a bit more of a clearer picture. But we'll go through all the data, and we have 10 days. Hopefully we can learn a little bit more and be a bit more competitive in 10 days.
Just finally for me, how long are you prepared to give the team if this car is tricky? For much longer? Are you happy to just stay and help them work through it?
I hear this all the time, but for me nothing changes. I'm actually very relaxed. I'm very positive in my mind. I'm enjoying life, so every time I jump in the car, I just try to do the best I can, and I'm not thinking about anything else, to be honest, because I feel good in life in general, if that's in the car, outside the car, and that's actually what matters the most.
It is, you're right. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely Red Bull is having a struggle this year. Maybe they will solve this problem, but for now, Max Verstappen, for now, Max Verstappen is fighting by himself with the other teams, with the McLarens, with the Ferraris, and with the Mercedes. I don't know what is going to happen. Red Bull, because they just fired Sergio Perez to have a better duo to fight for the Constructors' Championship, but the man that they replaced, Sergio Perez, is doing worse than Perez. We'll see. It will be interesting to keep watch what's happening at Red Bull, but definitely they have no pace. When the fuel became less, in a lap of 40-35, Max Verstappen started to find some grip, but in the beginning of the race they were so slow. Maybe they will find a solution. They will find a solution to this problem. Let's listen to this disqualified guy, Lewis Hamilton.
Ciao, Lewis. The strategy bet with you didn't pay off today.
No.
Are you a bit disappointed for this, or looking the picture in general?
I'm glad that we tried. I'm glad that we tried something. I was struggling with performance, so ultimately, basically, we had a pretty decent car in the sprint, and then we made some changes because we're trying to move forwards and improve the car, and we made it quite a bit worse, basically. going into qualifying, and then it was even worse in the race. So unfortunate, but very, very hard to keep up with the guys ahead. But lots learn, and the pit stop is too long here. It's a lot of seconds to catch up, and they were still going fast at the end. Like Max was doing something similar to me, and I had much fresher tires. So yeah, it wasn't great.
You were speaking about the change that the team made after the sprint. Is lifting your car more a problem for you than others, in your opinion?
Is lifting
Lifting
what?
the car, the eye of the car was changed. Yeah.
Oh, who said that?
No?
I don't know who said that we lifted the car, but no, we made some other changes mostly, but as well as that, but not massively. It's like a small amount. But all the pieces together made it quite a bit worse. So the child tested something in Bahrain, and I hadn't tested it, but we both went that way, and it was bad. So I know not to do.
The damage.
Yeah, it will be better to lift the car than to do things like they did. They get worst race, and they got disqualified because of the backplate from the Lewis Hamilton cars. And I don't have anything to much comment about his interview, because he can't show his performance like we know the old Lewis Hamilton because of the car. I hope Ferrari will find a solution to their car, and to hope to see some good performance from the Lewis Hamilton. And let's listen to the other disqualified Ferrari driver, Charles Leclerc.
From early on in the race, let's start with that incident first of all, and your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not Lewis's fault at all. And on my side, I was just around the inside trying to position the car for turn 3. And Lewis didn't know I was there. I did not expect Lewis to come back, taking the apex at the moment he was on the outside. At the end, it's a racing incident. This is not the first and last time it will happen. It's a shame that it happens between the two red cars, but obviously there was no bad intentions for either of us. So that was unfortunate, and obviously that costed me quite a bit for the rest of the race.
Well, it looked though like your car was quicker though, even with the wing damage. So was there potential, had they changed that front wing, you could have actually done even more? Did you want to change the front wing? What was the feedback you were getting?
Of course, we are speaking about a big loss on my car. So there was for sure the potential to do a lot better. We didn't want to take the 8 seconds at the pit stop of changing a front wing, because then I will have need to overtake cars, and we were very weak in turn 12, so that was making us very vulnerable with the cars behind, and it was very difficult to make any overtakes, because on the way up to turn 14 we were just too far off. So I didn't want to take that risk. I just wanted to keep track position by then and try to maximize the result. I think we did well. A shame obviously for the damage.
And you said the Mercedes looked like a dragster at times. It looks quick.
Yeah, I mean, by what I meant by dragster was they had a very good traction after turn 12. I think we were stronger for most of the lap, but getting to turn 11 and 12, they were so fast. I don't know how much faster they are, probably like 5/10 over 3 corners. And so that's enough for them to go away, and then very difficult for me to have to make an overtake into turn 14. So that was tricky.
All right, thank you, Charles.
Yeah, we are at the end of this today's interviews. I just want to say some couple of words about Leclerc. Together with Lewis Hamilton, they had a good start. They overtook Max Verstappen, and they're performing very well actually. But at the beginning of the race, Leclerc hit not Russell. Leclerc hit his teammate and damaged his end plate of the front wing. But with the damage, he was performing really well. But everything was in a race like blah blah blah, because at the end of the race, his car was not on the proper weight, and he got disqualified. It was shocking to have 2 cars in one race week to have disqualified, but Ferrari, things are happening as always. We are at the end of this video. If you want to watch this kind of most interesting interviews of the race week, Just don't forget to like this video, comment it, and of course subscribe to the channel.